I never felt the need to respond to troll accounts, but there is a reason why people call me a deceiver, but I'm not one. And the truth is, you have two avenues that you can take. The one avenue is through faith in Jesus Christ, living in the Spirit. There is a redemption for the people of Jesus Christ. I do believe in a rapture. I do believe in escaping this world and being redeemed through Jesus Christ. Now, people, on the other hand, are like Old Testament waiting for their Messiah, which is actually the Antichrist. So the reason why I'm not a deceiver is because this world was not meant to be a total loss. It was not meant to be a total loss. So there is still an Antichrist, translates into another Christ for those who want to keep their wealth, keep their stance in the world. The Messiah is more like the Jewish Messiah. It's the Messiah of the material world, which will likely require the biblical mark of the beast. So the most likely answer to most existential questions are yes and no, because there's a balancing of scales, there's a pulling of the tides. Death and life work in the same infinity. But I don't think this world was meant to be a total loss. So, not a deceiver. You have two options. And I think at this point, people are really well aware of their options. You're seeing it manifesting in the will to die for a lot of people. They have the will to die because they have a will to transcend the world. And then those who are still, in faith, but living for the world, that's the Messiah of the Antichrist with the mark of the beast. That's their Messiah. So God split into two, giving us two brothers, Michael and Lucifer. And there's an ascension that occurs. One levels up, they level up, they level up. And it's depicted in a lot of music videos and a lot of music and a lot of movies. The Redeemer of this world is going to seem quite evil to a lot of people because a lot of people don't understand how evil this world is. But that's actually the Messiah of the world. That's actually the Antichrist. So this is why I think like Target 11, he does some good videos, and I think he brings good justice. And the biggest form of evil is erasure. So the fact that they still want to talk about me in this is not a bad thing, even if they want to call me a deceiver. But I've never been a deceiver because you toe the line in one direction. You advocate to an extreme. Like the rapture was a weapon. It was a threat, and it still is a weapon and a threat. It's been put off for so long for mercy. It's really noble to be mercy-minded. So someone asked me today, they were like, when is the actual like coming of the end? And I just had to answer honestly, like it's really like you do what God's will is to bring upon the destruction, right? You bring judgment to people, you bring judgment to the land, you bring judgment to the airwaves. It's a harvesting of, getting people to decide which way do you want to go, this way, that way, or the worst way. I'm not really talking to people who want to go the worst way. So it is a fine line between bringing upon the destruction, but also being mercy-minded and trying to find mercy. So my day-to-day life is the desires of destruction, but then also the actions of mercy. And the actions of mercy, I believe, are running thin. At some point, the clock runs out. Like in the Bible, it says if those days were not shortened, then everyone would have perished. So if that makes any sense, it's like, yeah, you bring in the will of God, which part of it is wrath. There's a God of wrath, there's a God of mercy. So it's kind of like dancing in this weird, volatile in between. Finding more mercy is the most noble thing to do, But the rapture is still a threat. It's still a weapon. It's still a tool. And I hope I made my point. Let me know if you have any questions. I think I made my point. Check your comments. Pukli, I'm 35. Hello, welcome to the channel. God is a myth created by clergy. He's definitely not a myth. But there is God, which is the two brothers in one, and that's God. But split into two, giving us two brothers, one that controls the spirit and one that controls the world. I think the world had a big problem when Jesus came was because Jesus gave people a way out of the world. Okay, and then the Antichrist, another Christ, is a Messiah for the world. So there's two options. I think me personally, the best option is full faith in Jesus Christ, salvation through the Spirit. But there is a mercy that is living for the worldly Messiah, keeping your feet planted here so long as you can, so long as you're willing. It's a dance, really. Hope y'all understand. It's not good to be one or the other. Isn't that weird? It's not good to be one or the other. But full faith in God and God's will be done. That's it. There's a father of the two brothers. Jesus ascends as the father of the two. Jesus was the two in one. Some would say it was Jesus and Judas. But is Judas the shepherd of death? Does Judas ascend as the perfect angel of the world, leveling up as Lucifer? That's why the world is so weird, because there's an ascension of the spirits. So that's why there is no... There are definitive answers, and this is it. This is the definitive answer. And it's not the answer that everyone wants, I don't think, because I think people have to put their brain in boxes in order to understand reality. But that's not the most creative way of doing it. But humans are very creative. And humans have the ability to be creative. That's what makes them human. So they'll understand. All right? That's that. You're the right kind of people. Love y'all so much. Have a beautiful night. Talk to you again really soon.